Hello everybody, this is R.Squared and I'm here to hopefully answer some of your questions about land claiming. So first we will start off with how do I get a claim shovel? And that's the easy part. Just type in /help, you get a new claim shovel and you'll get a new book if you haven't had one recently. Apparently I've had one in the past half hour or so, so I'm gonna have to go get that. I'll be right back. And here we are. So this book is going to tell you pretty much everything that I'm going to tell you right now. How to claim, how to unclaim, how to trust people, why to trust people, why not to trust people, etc. First, about claiming land. The point of claiming land is so that other people cannot break blocks or place blocks within a certain area of land. Now, some people are like, well, does that mean that everything in my claim is protected? No, it is not. And so if you're going to put chests in there, you're going to want to put a block on top of them unless you have a chest flag, a container flag, which we'll talk about flags a little bit later. But first, let's start with claiming land. So to claim land, you get your golden shovel in your hand. You'll pick the top left corner and you will left click, and it tells you your primary selection point is XYZ. And in your lower right corner, you'll right click and you'll get your secondary selection point and your size. And then inside your claim, you can do /claim and a unique name that nobody else on the server is using. If somebody else has a claim called QWERTY, you won't be able to claim it. Let's see what happens. Oh, we got lucky. QWERTY is not in use, but it is now because we just claimed it. And so, for this claim we used 1,596 claim blocks because the X and the Z have to be at least 33 blocks wide, I think. X has to be 33 blocks, the Z has to be 33 blocks. Ours is a little bit bigger than that, so that's why it's so large. If you're wondering how many claim blocks you have, just type in /balance and it'll tell you how many claim blocks you have left. Trusting a player. Now, if you do /trust and a player name, it gives them the same abilities on that claim that you do. Everything. They could go into your containers, they can break blocks, they can place blocks, they can do anything, set off explosives or whatever. So be very careful about trusting people on your claim. Now, to trust someone, you just type in /trust and player name, and it'll trust that person on your claim. And of course, in this case, that player doesn't exist. To untrust the player, it's the same thing. Untrust, player name, and it will take them off of your trust list. /info. Now /info you can do on anybody's claim, not just your own, and it'll give you the same information. /info gives you the name of the claim itself, who owns it, and I know it says Latin R. I said my name was R.Squared, and R.Squared is just a nickname. But it also gives you which flags are on that claim, which ones are on, which ones are off. The players that are trusted, so right now it's just me, and then the claim size. Flags. Flags are settings in your claim on what players can and cannot do. So to check your flags, you'll just type in /flags, and it brings up this. And I've got a fair amount of flags. But since this is a new claim, all of those flags are set to disabled, or removed, I should say. So it's not on, it's not off, it's just not there. So whatever the default state is for the server, that is what it's going to, what the other players are going to be able to do. So if chorus fruit is the default, then since it's removed, they will be able to use the chorus fruit. To make it so that the player can use chorus fruit into or on your claim, you will left click and see where it says flag state true. That means they can use chorus fruit. If you don't want to be able to use chorus fruit in your claim, you would right click on it to set it to false. And the same thing with containers. They can't use containers now. Creepers can't explode. Ender pearls are now disabled for other players. However, you can use it on your claim. Same thing with explosions, fire spread, etc., etc. If you set another player's trust on your claim, whatever you can do on that claim, they can do. So if you can ender pearl on your claim, they can ender pearl on your claim. If you can open your containers, they can open your containers. If you can build, they can build, etc., etc. So be very careful about who you trust on your claim. Let's talk about expand. Now, in the past, if you wanted to increase the size of your claim, you would have to right click in the one corner and left click in the other corner, a little bit bigger than what your current claim is. You would have to unclaim your claim and then claim the new area. But now we have something called expand. And this is something new that came up just a couple weeks ago. And so whatever direction you're facing is the direction that it will expand. So let's say I'm facing south and I want to expand it by 1 block. If I do expand 1 and see it used 42 claim blocks, you're like, wait a minute, 42, you only expanded it by 1. Right, I expanded it in the southern direction by 1 block, but because the east and west direction is 42 blocks wide, it used up 42 blocks to expand it by 1. And so if I wanted to expand all 4 directions, I would have to now face this direction and expand 1, and then in this direction expand 1, and this direction expand 1. But before you do the expansions, you'll want to do a /balance to make sure you have enough claim blocks to do that. Otherwise, it'll just tell you nope. About unclaiming land. Sometimes we get a claim, we don't want it anymore because we found something better or because people started raiding us, whatever. So what we do is unclaim land. Unclaim and the name of the claim, because if you have multiple claims, you don't want to unclaim everything. So now what that does is that gives us back half of the claim blocks that it took to claim the land. And so that way you're not claiming, unclaiming, going over, claiming over here because it's going to mess with your other players or whatever. You're only going to get back half. So make sure you really want to unclaim it. And I think that should cover everything. Just remember, whenever you are claiming your land, you will want to left click in one corner and then right click in the opposite corner to create the sparkly box around your land. And then if it's big enough, whenever you hit claim with a unique name, it will claim the land for you. If you have any other questions, please feel free to grab one of our helpers, or if there aren't any helpers online, you can grab a mod and ask them your questions. Thank you very much. Bye.